My name is Lily. I am 27 years old. I live in a small town near the mountains. My life is not easy. Every morning I wake up with fear. Every night I cry in silence. I want to leave this life, but I don't know where to go. When I was a little girl, my world was happy. My mother sang to me at night. She cooked warm food and kissed my forehead before bed. My father worked at a bakery. He brought home sweet bread and smiled when he saw me. I had one little brother. His name was Max. He was kind and always followed me everywhere. But when I was 9 years old, everything changed. One morning, my father left home and never came back. We waited for hours, then days, then weeks. My mother cried every night. I was too young to understand. People said my father had run away with another woman. My mother never believed it. She sat at the window every day, waiting. Then, 2 years later, my mother got sick. She became very thin. Her skin turned pale. She stopped smiling. She did not have the strength to cook or clean. I started doing everything: washing clothes, cooking simple food, taking care of Max. I was only 11, but I felt like a mother. One night, my mother called me to her bed. She took my hand and said, "Lily, you are strong. Take care of your brother. Be brave." That was the last thing she ever said to me. The next morning, she was gone. After that, everything got worse. An uncle came to take care of us. He was my father's brother. His name was Robert. At first, he seemed okay. He brought food, he paid the rent. They told us to go to school. But soon, Robert changed. He started drinking every day. He got angry fast. He shouted at us for small things. If Max dropped a spoon, Robert screamed. If I came home late, he threw things at the wall. One night, he slapped me. I was so scared, I couldn't sleep. The next day, he acted like nothing happened. I wanted to run away, but I had no place to go. I was just a child. I didn't know anyone outside my small town. I didn't have money or friends. I stayed for Max. He was only 8. He needed me. Years passed. I learned how to stay quiet. I cooked food before Robert came home. I kept the house clean. I didn't speak unless he asked me something. I learned how to survive. When I turned 16, I met a boy named Alex. He worked at the small store near my school. He had light brown eyes and a soft voice. He always said hello. One day, he gave me a candy and said, "You look sad. Are you okay?" I wanted to cry, but I just nodded. Alex started waiting for me outside school. We talked about little things: books, music, dreams. He told me he wanted to travel. He said he hated the town and wanted to see the world. I told him I wanted the same. He smiled and said, "Then come with me." At first, I was scared, but I wanted to be free. I wanted to feel safe. I told Max I would come back for him. I left a note under his pillow. Then, one cold evening, I left Robert's house and ran to Alex. Alex lived in a small room behind the store. It wasn't big, but it felt like heaven. He made me tea. He gave me a warm blanket. He told me I was safe now. I believed him for a few weeks. I was happy. We walked in the fields. We watched the stars. We talked about the future. I thought I had found love. But one day, Alex lost his job. He started getting angry. He sat at home all day drinking beer. He said I didn't understand his pain. He said I was lucky to have him. Then, one night, he pushed me. I fell and hit my head. He said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." I believed him. I didn't want to go back to Robert. I had nowhere else to go. But Alex did it again and again. He became just like Robert, shouting, breaking things, calling me names. I felt small. I felt weak. But I stayed. I thought maybe I could fix him. I thought maybe he would change. When I turned 18, I found out I was pregnant. I was scared, but also happy. I thought maybe this will change him. But Alex didn't stop. He got worse. When I told him I was pregnant, he threw a glass at the wall and said, "Are you trying to trap me?" I cried all night. One night, he hit me so hard I could not stand. I lay on the floor, holding my belly. I was scared for my baby. The next day, I went to the local clinic. The nurse looked at me and said, "You need help." She gave me a card with the name of a women's shelter. That night, while Alex was asleep, I packed a small bag and left. The shelter was in another town. It was a quiet place with 10 other women. Some had children, some had black eyes, some had broken hearts. But they were all like me, looking for peace. I stayed at the shelter until my baby was born, a little boy. I named him Noah. He had my eyes and dark hair. I held him and cried. I whispered, "I will never let anyone hurt you." Life was not easy, but I worked hard. The shelter helped me find a job at a bakery. I made bread in the morning and came back to feed Noah in the evening. I lived in a small room with one bed, one table, and 2 chairs. It was simple, but it was mine for a while. I felt strong. I smiled more. I tried to forget the past. But then one day, Alex found me. I heard a voice behind me. "Lily." I turned. My heart stopped. It was him. He said, "I changed. I want to see my son." I said, "No." He grabbed my arm. I pulled away and ran. That night, I couldn't sleep. I held Noah close. I locked the door. I cried in silence. I went to the police the next day. They said they would help. Since that day, I live with fear again. But slowly, with help, with time, I learned something. It was not my fault. Love is not pain. I deserve peace. Now I live for today. I live for Noah's laugh, for fresh bread in the morning, for sunsets, for quiet nights and warm blankets. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and share. More emotional and inspiring stories are coming soon.